Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to LibTard News. I'm your host, TeeJay Felony. Happy Friday. Everyone survived the week, hopefully without getting an eviction notice put on their door like me. Hope everyone's doing good. We got a whole lot of shit to talk about. A lot of stuff going on in the news. A lot of really important things, like Donald Trump's birthday party that's collapsing, and the war in Iran. And on top of all of that, I was getting ready for this show and putting together what clips I was gonna show. Keemstar dropped a bombshell. I couldn't fucking believe it when I heard him. Honestly, when I heard him say it it was so like kind of it just hit me so weird that it went over my head. And I was talking to my sister yesterday, and she asked me about it, and she's like, did you hear when Keemstar said this shit? And dude, I couldn't fucking believe it, man. Like, it changes everything about how I look at a couple of these lolcow characters, specifically Wings of Redemption. It changes a lot about how I look at him. And I'm gonna pop over on X first, and I'm gonna show a couple clips to just kind of set up the Keemstar situation, the Keemstar Wings of Redemption situation, because it happened last year, and it took this long for the reality of what really caused and triggered all that to come out. And dude, it's pretty fucking disturbing. Um, First, we're going to go over the Donald Trump and his birthday party and the UFC stuff. Sean Strickland is turning into a badass patriot overnight. That's going to be the main bulk of the clips. And at the end, we're gonna watch the update on the LCU. It's a new Lolcow Live where things fall apart, and Boogie seems to be really upset about what has he's found out and what Keemstar had admitted to. Um, anyone coming through, please support financially if you can today, if you've ever considered it. Support financially, buymeacoffee.com/TeeJay Felony. You can leave your name blank if you want to stay anonymously. If you want to stay anonymous, please follow me on X. My X account's been growing, which is crazy. Like, I'm creeping up towards 1,000 followers for the first time ever. It feels like I've kind of like broken through the shadow ban, because suddenly I'm growing, and I was like, grow back, like for so long, and nothing really changed other than my YouTube channel, but I feel like people are kind of letting me breathe, and it's crazy how suddenly I'm growing, once these people back the hell off and stop, what do they call it, not bot swarming, but there's a term for it. All these dumbass cyber terms. Let me get the chat up and going. We'll probably get people in a little later. I'm sure Broken Hit might come through. Oh, it did update that a little bit. Right on. All right, I'm going to first off, I wanted to get over on my X account and just show a bit of a flashback to what I've been talking about, because it's been a while since I covered anything about it, and yeah, we'll give you a little update here. So the flagship event for the Lolcow universe, that's Keemstar's project over there, where he harvests all these internet washouts and manufactures dangerous situations to profit from. They have Lolcow Fat Camp every year, and they get all these guys together at, usually it's like a rented, like, um compound mansion type property. They've used the same one the last couple years. Every year they get in trouble for destroying the place. And the year first started watching and keeping an eye on this community, um, Wings assaulted his wife live during the stream, and I'm going to show those clips, and that's what started all of this. And of course, Wings looked like the bad guy in all of it because he's the one assaulting his wife. But Keemstar dropped a bomb the other day, which makes all of this just look different. It makes it seem just, and I don't want to spoil it. We're gonna see it in the LCU Ozzy Cop clip later, but I'm gonna go ahead and play these so to get everyone caught up. This was the disaster that year's Lolcow Fat Camp was, and it was because Wings of Redemption was completely off his fucking rocker the whole time.
What part of it's not a fucking lie? Tell me what part of it.
It's not a lie.
Right there.
It's a setup.
That's not a setup. It's a fucking lie.
And why are you getting loud in my face?
Because I fucking can.
Dude, are you fucking...
So, here, I'm gonna pull this open. It's kind of hard to see, but you'll get other views of it later. This is when Wings of Redemption went after Keemstar, and that's what you're seeing here.
What part of it's not a fucking lie? Tell me what part of it.
It's not a lie.
Right there.
It's a setup.
That's not a setup. It's a fucking lie.
And why are you getting loud in my face?
Because I fucking can.
Dude, are you fucking... Are you fucking serious? You better stop. You better stop. You better stop. You better fucking teach people fucking cry.
Roger, where's goddamn first aid?
So then what happened is Wings was taken off set, and you thought it was over. Keemstar kind of sat there and pouted for a while, but then Wings came back for round 2, and this happened. If you didn't catch that, I'll play it again. Wings' wife, Kelly, tried to get in between him and Keemstar, and he slams her, dude. He slams her on the table. So all this basically ruined Wings for a very long time. He still streams, but obviously, dude, you hit your wife live on a stream, like, it's hard to recover from that. But the information that just came out, man. I don't know. You're gonna have to stay tuned. We'll go over that at the near the end of the show, and it just changes everything. And it's Keemstar, you manipulative motherfucker. It appears Keemstar fabricated all that, and it's proof. The people are getting hurt on these orchestrated fucking drama sessions that he sets up, the Keemstar method. He's using people that are mentally unwell and they're hurting each other for his, benefit. And he told on himself, which is all, makes a whole takes it to a whole nother level, that he didn't think it would be seen as a big deal. But we're gonna get into that later. Where that's gonna be at the end of the show. That'll be the last clip. It's right here. Sorry if I make y'all wait for boring political shit. First thing I want to talk about is Donald Trump's birthday party. There's this fighter, Sean Strickland, and he's wilding, and it's been fun to watch. I'm gonna play a few clips here. This is Jack with the last name I can't pronounce, Cochiarella, I believe. And yeah, we're gonna watch a couple of his clips. This is fair use. I'm educating the public about the crybaby president's birthday party falling apart.
Your perfect domain is out there. Go to Wix and make it yours. Claim your space online. Own your name.
Let's get
your
this
brand,
all
your
squared
breakthrough.
away here.
And the rest just
Alrighty.
It all starts with a domain. What's yours?
Whether you're a
Yes, I have
technician
ads. I'm
or simply
sorry.
take
I
pride
will
in
skip
maintaining your
them.
own
Give me 1
cars,
second.
Harbor Freight.
There we go.
If you are threatening people for not wanting to go to your birthday party, you're probably not very popular, but you probably are Donald Trump, because that is exactly what we are seeing right now. UFC fighters protesting Donald Trump's badly planned birthday bash and him lashing out with threats and attacks. It is insane how quickly this has all spiraled out of control, but it is a perfect proxy for how poorly the Trump presidency is going and just how hated he is, not by all Americans, we know that, but by the people who used to love him. UFC used to be...
It's not all Americans, Jack. It's clearly not all Americans, right? That's not accurate. He does still have a base left. But it seems to be dwindling to elitist, oligarchs. Dana White is our example of an oligarch. He's an American oligarch. It's what the Russians
Donald
call
Trump's
oligarchs.
safe haven. Now it is becoming a
And
way
that
for
seems
him
to be his only base
humiliated
anymore, is
on
these
his
billionaires.
birthday. We are going to get into the threats that Trump made and the many UFC fighters protesting and speaking out against Donald Trump. But I want to
Sean
remind
Strickland's
us
a
all of how
badass.
this birthday scandal started. And that is with Donald Trump demanding that only the best looking service members can attend a UFC fight that he's making money off of. Pentagon wants troops at Trump's UFC event, but they must meet current weight-height ratio, says the fat fuck president. The Washington Post says that the Pentagon is reportedly seeking hundreds of service members to attend Donald Trump's upcoming UFC event on the White House lawn, but prospective attendees will need to satisfy physical fitness requirements and cover their own travel cost. According to the report, which cited people familiar with the matter and internal memos reviewed by the newspaper, Defense Department officials have circulated messages across multiple military branches in recent days in an attempt to identify troops who can attend the June 14th event dubbed UFC Freedom 250. The fights are part of
UFC Freedom! UFC Freedom! Dude, still, this Sean Strickland guy is wilding about it. He's making borderline anti-Semitic stuff, comments. It's
of Donald Trump's broader
It's
plan
kinda-
to celebrate
he's
America,
he's
not
getting
really to
close to
celebrate
the
his own
edge for
80th
sure.
birthday is the real intention. These internal communications indicate that officials are specifically looking for junior enlisted personnel and junior officers. One Air Force memo reportedly states that eligible troops must meet current waist height ratio and
That
current
is
physical fitness
insane,
standards.
dude. And then when they did what Trump regime typically does, when they got backlash for it, when people were like, is this real? Are you kidding me? They denied it. Fake news, fake news. They're so cowardly. They can't even own it when they do something weird. Yes, they were trying to create a squadron of an SS-looking soldiers to surround the cage. It's obvious. They were looking for a type.
Donald Trump certainly doesn't meet. The report also detailed that travel expenses
Yeah, I'm
for
gonna
certain
rewind a little bit. That's important.
troops must meet current waist height ratio and current physical fitness standards that Donald Trump certainly doesn't meet. The report also detailed that travel expenses for service members will be member procured. So, of course, Donald Trump is spending millions of dollars on bullshit, but not the troops. Another internal message, which was posted.
The one thing that they should be paying for the troops to at least get there to fly in, they're not. They have to pay for it on their own. But, you know, never-ending supply of JD Vance mascara and build the ballroom, but we can't pay for some plane tickets to use the troops as props.
On Facebook
Make them
in reference to
pay
the article.
to come in and be used as props.
Described the search for attendees as a quick turn tasking and stressed that tickets must be distributed to genuine UFC fans. So not only is Donald Trump demanding that you got to be slim thick for service members to attend, but
Slim thick. Slim thick. You got to be slim thick.
to genuine UFC fans. So not only is Donald Trump demanding that you got to be slim thick for service members to attend, but also let's keep in mind that Donald Trump has continued to buy up stock in the parent company that owns the UFC before this fight is offering up huge promotion. So not only should we protest Donald Trump on his birthday, because we should protest Donald Trump on his birthday, but also we could hurt him and the people putting on this event financially with our act of protest, which is always the greatest win-win in the world, and hurt a lot of the people that are going to be there financially, because it is going to be a billionaire Epstein-class event. And that is exactly what UFC fighter Sean Strickland had to say a few months ago.
Here comes the man.
When he was asked whether or not he would want to fight at the White House. And it is part of the reason that Donald Trump is lashing out against not just him, but several other UFC fighters.
I want to see you fight at the White House.
That'd be dope, dude.
I would love for you to fight at the White House.
Some guy fought and he said that he doesn't really want to fight in front of billionaires, and I do understand that. And I was like, that makes sense, bro. So I think I'd want to do the White House. Yeah, if there was some kind of like inclusion for like
No, he
fans.
just- yeah.
So if there was some kind of inclusion for fans, it'd be more. But like, you know, just to go hang out on the fucking Epstein list, I'm good, dog.
That's what started it all. That one comment started it all. Trump started to whisper, well, I don't want that guy here. Obviously.
Who would want to fight for the Epstein list? Like, this is truly bread and circus politics from Donald Trump, except nobody can afford bread and nobody's allowed at the circus. Like, Donald Trump wants to distract us with nonsense and pretend that paying $5 million to paint, horsey statues gold in D.C. is somehow patriotic and we all need to get on board with it, even though it's a waste of our taxpayer money. But Donald Trump wants us to all get on board with his birthday and pretend again that this is some patriotic event. It's not. It's the opposite. We don't want a king. We don't want a UFC fight at the White House. What happened to shut up and dribble? What happened to get your politics out of our sports? And Donald Trump is now trying to own the sport and, of course, yes, profit off the sport as well. But many UFC fighters, including Sean Strickland, have spoken out, not just against Donald Trump and the Epstein class, but also Donald Trump's being a bitch for Israel. And that is why he has made it clear he's not welcome at this fight.
Well, you guys, I'm not surprised, but I got the call. I got the call. the UFC higher ups called me, big names. And they said, Sean, I gotta apologize, but you're not Israeli enough to go to UFC 250 Israel edition. The White House didn't clear you, and
he's a champion. This is very important. Sean Strickland, he's either the light heavyweight, possibly the heavyweight champion. He's a champion in the UFC, and the dick suckers over at UFC had to call him and tell him he's not welcome at the event. And he's one of the fucking champions. They're picking the Trump regime over one of their champions.
I'm not really surprised, I'm not really surprised. So, I think moving forward, I would like to just apologize to Israel. I'd like to say I'm sorry, I'd like to apologize to Trump, and I just want to prove that I'm Israeli enough for you guys. Like, for instance, whenever the list disappeared and Trump goes out there and says to everybody that he can't really go into it because people that by association will get prosecuted and their names will be tarnished. I want to apologize because I don't want them to be prosecuted. Or, when Trump goes and bombs the fuck out of Iran that no Americans agree with, that costs Americans $5,000 to $15,000 to go fight Israel's war. I want to apologize. Sorry, I've been a critic of that.
That hit me, the $5,000 to $10,000 to $15,000 thing, and I looked into what he was talking about, and they did a little study on how much this war is going to cost the average American so far, and they found it was $5,000 to $15,000, and that's quite a bit more than the amount that I am losing my house over. So I just want people to think about that when we let this pedophile wage wars that make no fucking sense. It's literally putting people on the streets. We can't afford to do this. And they can. It doesn't bother them none.
My allegiance was apparently in the wrong place, and I just want to apologize. Or when Trump goes out there and says, hey, Trump, your approval ratings are the lowest it's ever been across all demographics. And Trump says, well, you know what? I have a 99% approval rate in Israel. I want to apologize. And I want to repent.
He laughs at that one.
Apparently, I'm not American enough to go to Freedom 250. But I still got my ticket. So maybe we'll just go. I'll bring the bell, and we'll just stand outside the gate, and we'll just let them know what we really think about Trump and Israel,
Yeah, do that. Sean Strickland, you should definitely do that. You should definitely go protest this event, and I guarantee you it would grow massive. It would probably grow bigger. There was only allowed to be 3,000 people. You could probably grow a bigger event outside protesting it if you linked up with Midas Touch or something, or this guy, and you could promote it. You could probably squash it. Just, hint, hint.
So
it would be
say,
awesome if he did
I don't
that.
like to caveat this because people try to do the same.
But what's going to happen is UFC and his bosses are going to fucking try to put his nuts in a jar. They're already trying, and that's going to be the battle. This isn't the last you've heard of it. The fight is, I believe, the 14th, so it's a little over a week away.
Other progressives who speak out against the apartheid regime of the Israeli government. But Sean Strickland, in some of what he says about Israel, verges more into anti-Semitic conspiracy than it does criticism of the government and the state itself and the ideology, the violent ideology of Zionism. I hate that I have to make that caveat. I think it's important sometimes.
I think it is too, Jack.
Rightful criticism of the secular government of Israel and the violence that is carried out by Zionists. I think it is important to separate one thing from another, and not everyone is the torchbearer of that movement.
And what he's responding to there is Sean Strickland after this put out a photo, and I'm not going to show it because it's anti-Semitic, and it's him with the typical Israeli type garb you would imagine an anti-Semitic post would have, and it says something like, am I Israeli enough to come now? And that's what he's referring to right now. Is this guy does seem to be, but there's a lot of anger, man. It, I I don't condone anti-Semitism like in any way, but there's just a lot of anger building about this
Of
crap.
those calls.
It's
For
fucking with
peace in
this
the Middle
guy's
East.
job
But I do want to
now.
say that, like, yeah,
His
it is true.
UFC
Donald
career.
Trump would kick you out of the White House. Donald Trump has kicked people out of the White House. Donald Trump has broken off relationships. Donald Trump has seen media companies and tech companies bought out to preserve and to protect Israel and its government and the violent ideology that it carries out across the Middle East that drags us into wars that kill Americans, innocents abroad, and cost us hundreds of billions of dollars. Yes, that is exactly right. And that is what Donald Trump is doing. That is always what Donald Trump
Okay,
is doing.
I want to
Not just
show this
serving-
guy. This is really important what this guy said. And then there's other videos I want to get to.
And it's corruption.
Did you see that Sean Strickland got banned from the White House for talking about Israel?
I'm not surprised at all. I mean, freedom of speech is what really makes this country great. And when you can't criticize a foreign nation, come on, man. We ought to be able to criticize our own nation, let alone a foreign nation. In fact, that's the only nation you're not allowed to criticize. Something's going to change because evil empires don't last forever. There's always a rebellion. You ever seen Star Wars? That's what's going to happen, bro. Darth Vader's going to get took down.
What are your thoughts on the UFC White House just in general? Like, obviously you said that
Listen
you
what this guy says. It's brilliant here.
didn't really want to be on the card anymore, but it's such a spectacle, right?
I don't remember ever saying that.
Okay.
I do want to be on the card.
You do want to be on the card.
I do. And this is what I got to say. First off, I ain't jealous of any of those fighters. I am so happy for those fighters. I don't think you could have got a better main event. I'm happy for every single last fighter on that card. If they need me to fill in, if I'm healthy, hey, I'll do it. For the UFC, I think it's great. It's beyond great. It's literally the perfect scenario. But as far as I'm an economics major. I love studying politics on the political side of things, not the UFC's business. That is, of course, they're going to say yes to it. But what I think personally is that our government is desecrating its role in society by entertaining sports. Our government is to protect and serve the people, and really should be as minimal as possible. And when you're doing all of this stuff, hosting sporting events, it's really outside of what the goal of the government was intended to be, because our tax dollars and resources are funding this operation. And like I said, I'm not criticizing the UFC.
He's being so careful, dude. He's being so careful not to step on his boss's toes.
I love Sean, Mick. I love all of them, and it's an amazing thing. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. But the government should never be hosting sporting events because there's more room for corruption, and we already have a corrupted government. And so that's my thoughts on it, is that the government is supposed to protect us, not entertain us.
I want to see.
Brilliant. So what he's saying is like, dude, I work for the UFC, so it's a great opportunity for us. Of course, we're going to take advantage of the opportunity, but it's fucking shady. Like, that's basically what he was saying. It's a weird situation. There was a couple other videos I wanted to get to, so I'm going to start moving through these. Where was oh yeah, I want to show this one. I thought was really good. It's called Beige Frequency. The artwork they do during it is really cool, I feel like.
You can
Panadoc is the document
We'll
management
play
solution
some of it,
for creating,
but
signing, and tracking any kind of agreement. Learn more about how thousands of growing companies are saving time,
dude,
slashing costs.
broken hip, that's common. There's been an Australian couple that ended up in immigration customs. Like, it's common that Europeans don't feel great about coming here.
Good grooming.
It's a
goes
real
beyond the
thing.
barber chair.
They've destroyed
Find the latest
the
tools,
tourist
hair care, and
trade.
everyday
They're the
essentials.
tourist industry. Disney World, everything is reporting like record lows. Anybody who depends on
Why
foreigners.
is the UFC White House card happening? That's not a rhetorical question. I'm genuinely asking.
So this is called Beige Universe. He does videos on anything. Go check out his channel. It's really good. This is fair use. I'm educating the public on Trump's bullshit birthday party.
UFC putting on an event, which is technically called UFC Freedom 250, that will
Why
be
did
taking
it get
place at
quiet
the White
there?
House. I'm asking this question because in the 9 months since the event was announced, it has loomed over the UFC like a massive dark cloud. In that time span, the concerns and uncertainty regarding
He does
the
these
event have
like
only
drawings.
mounted.
It's cool.
This comes during a time of growing dissatisfaction with the UFC from both the audience as well as those working for the company, with fans complaining about the quality of the product and fighters finally expressing some frustrations with issues like fighter pay. So it's worth asking why the UFC is sinking so much time, effort, and money into an event that many people are already feeling underwhelmed by. To start off, I think it should be said that the White House card was always going to disappoint, at least relative to what was being promised by Dana White and especially Donald Trump. Dana would make his usual sort of comments when trying to hype a major event, that it's going to be the biggest and most badass thing they've ever done, and he was working on fights that you couldn't even comprehend.
We will absolutely positively put on the baddest card of all time.
So this is not...
It's so niche. Most people don't. But this video does a great job of explaining why the UFC. That's why this video is really good.
Going to be like a normal card.
No,
all cards are great, but this is going to be
like
a super
an exceptional pay-per-view card.
Wow.
Trump was more specific.
It's like a
At
B
the 48th
card.
Kennedy Center Honors Gala, Trump
not
made the claim
bad,
that the
but-
White House card would have 8 or 9 championship fights.
It's a big deal. The UFC on June 14th. It's going to be June 14th next year.
June
They're
14th.
building an arena. The great Dana White's building an arena, and they're going to have 8 or 9 championship fights, the biggest fights they've ever.
The great Dana White. These are oligarchs. That's an American oligarch.
Everyone's a championship fight, and everyone's a
Pud.
legendary type of fight. He's actually holding back fights right now for 6 months so he can do it for this.
None of that is
250.
true.
I think 250 is going to be amazing. I think.
Just for reference, the UFC only has 11 total champions if we don't include interim champs, defunct divisions, or silly stuff like the BMF belt. They've never put more than 3 championship fights on a card before. 4 title fights on the White House card would have been historic. 8 or 9 would be logistically impossible. Of course, you could say this was just demented Donald talking out of his ass, which it probably was, but it was also setting expectations incredibly high for this event. Which is why I compare the White House card to a black cloud looming over the UFC. From the moment it was spontaneously announced by Trump back in July of
Everything
2025,
they touch.
it became a talking point that overshadowed most other events for the foreseeable future.
America 250, and I even think we're going to have a UFC fight. We're going to have. Does anybody watch UFC? The Great Dana White.
None of those
We're gonna have a
people
UFC
watch
fight.
UFC.
We're going to have a UFC fight. Think of this on the grounds of the White House. We have a lot of land there. We're going to build a little.
Bro,
we're not.
did it.
Dana's going to do it. Dana's great, one of a kind.
I disavow.
We're gonna have a UFC fight, championship fight,
disavow.
full fight, like 20,
Oh, I wouldn't do
25,000 people. And we're going to do that as part of 250 also. We're going to.
Almost immediately, fighters like John Jones, Conor McGregor, and, of course, Michael Chandler started begging to be part of the event. Jones and McGregor were shot down fairly quickly by Dana White, but it didn't stop people from endlessly speculating about who would be fighting at the White House. Maybe some of these ideas were a bit far-fetched, but when you have something as hyped up as the White House card, you open up the floodgates of rampant speculation. Unfortunately, this event would suffer from the same problems as UFC 300. The reality was never going to be able to live up to the fantasy matchmaking people were doing. Part of this is just a function of the UFC. They have a ton of events to put on, and lots of fighters that want to fight regularly. Fighters like Max Holloway specifically cited this as a reason he didn't want to wait for the White House card.
We'll see what happens. You know, first things first. Just get you this injury, and hopefully I can get a fight early in the year, like around March, April, and see if I can do a turnaround. If they wait, if they hold me, it's just so long. I know I fought Poirier in June, and the card is going to be in June, so that'd be a long wait for me.
you can't really book a card 9 months to a year in advance without meticulously planning everything.
No, well, here's the thing. We're still a year away.
Yeah.
So the whole UFC landscape will change over the next year.
Another issue is the fact that there simply aren't a lot of noteworthy American fighters on the UFC roster anymore. Which has led to the underwhelming card we got.
Day one.
The UFC Freedom 250 card is not a bad card.
Honey?
It's not a
I have a
real
friend with
bad
benefits.
card.
What?
It's just
There you
not a
go.
great card.
Is your friend with benefits?
But compared to what we were promised, it is a huge letdown. In my opinion, there are a few reasons for this. The first one relates to the theme of this event being centered on America, and how it is directly limited by the aforementioned lack of American UFC stars.
And this is the UFC's gift to the 250th birthday of America. If you love America,
fuck up.
you're going to love this event. It has nothing to do with politics.
If UFC Freedom
you
250
love
wasn't
America,
weirdly tied
you
to
have
the
to love
250th
this
anniversary of the
event.
Declaration of Independence, I think they could have just crammed together a bunch of championship bouts and super fights.
That comment, if you love America, you have to love this event. That's they reiterate that throughout their marketing for this bullshit. It's like that's the slogan of the event. It's so corny.
So, side note, it really isn't tied to the founding of America. It's taking place on Trump's birthday, which is coincidentally also Flag Day.
There's going to be approximately 6 to 7 fights. June 14th?
14th, yes.
14th?
Flag Day and our president's birthday. No, just coincidence.
Just coincidence.
Either way, the UFC wanted it to be America-centric, which immediately limited the options, and when combined with a few issues that I'll get to later, it led to the weird card we have before us. As I said previously, this isn't necessarily a bad card, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. Starting with the headliner of Topuria versus Gaethje, it just feels like they were working with whatever could be scraped together. This fight is probably going to be a squash match, in my opinion.
What's happened is that Gaethje guy, him and Sean Strickland have started going back and forth now. So now you have political bullshit flooding into the UFC and causing friction between fighters. And surprisingly, Gaethje works with like a bunch of Arabs.
And I'll be surprised if Gaethje makes it out of the first round. Justin is at best the third or fourth most deserving of a title shot at 155 after Arman Sarukian, Charles Oliveira, and possibly Max Holloway. He's only getting the title shot ahead of those people because Arman is an idiot and because Oliveira and Holloway already have losses to Topuria. This fight probably wouldn't even be happening if a fight between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev hadn't fallen through. Even if Ilia and Islam can't agree on why the fight fell apart, both sides have confirmed that the negotiations were happening. Furthermore, Justin Gaethje didn't even know he was on the card until it was announced, and Justin wasn't even the only one this kind of thing happened to. Sean O'Malley has said that he was only told he would be fighting at the White House about a week before the card was announced.
This was the most secretive card of all time.
Bro, I like Sean O'Malley. That sucks. He's one that I wish would have been like, I don't want nothing to do with that.
I didn't know I was going to be on the card until last week. Well, actually, funny story. Hunter calls me last week. He says, "Are you injured?" No, dude, I'm good. He said, "Oh, I'm glad I called and asked. Do you want to be on the White House card?" I said, "Absolutely." He said, "Okay, sweet. Let me. I'll call you later." And that was last week.
O'Malley's opponent, Ayman Zahabi, made similar comments while speaking to Human Bag of Pretzel Sticks, Neon, claiming the UFC had created alternate matchups to prevent potential leaks.
What happened was, I think they picked one side of the card.
Okay.
And they made 2 options for every B fighter. Mm-hmm. And so I said yes, and I think Corey Sandhagen said yes. And I think they offered Topuria the fight with Gaethje, but they also offered him Islam Makhachev. Mm-hmm.
So basically,
they didn't tell anybody who
it was all B-listers.
And most people don't know that. My left hip is covered in arthritis.
Damn.
I actually already qualified for a hip replacement.
Is it fair to say then John Jones is retired and this is the end of his time?
Yes.
Okay.
Very fair.
White's comments were contradicted by Ariel Helwani, who said that John had 100% been in.
I want to get to where it starts explaining how like Trump started getting highly involved
Were
with
trying to put together
UFC.
the most well-rounded and interesting event they could with what was available outside of the UFC. You can't say the same about what the UFC is doing with their own resources when it comes to UFC Freedom 250. This becomes apparent when you look at the other 4 fights on that card. Sean O'Malley versus Eamon Zahari.
My matchmaker, I said, run back and see if Hogan will take the Derek Lewis fight.
Okay,
He's
this
getting
is
into
it.
the ambulance. And
So apparently Trump had a hard-on for Derek Lewis, I believe is the guy's name, and he wants him on the card. So they specifically went and got
Hogan
him
says,
to
I'll
fight.
absolutely take the fight. I mean,
It feels like most of the card was thrown together on short notice from parts the UFC had lying around. Not the biggest and best card in UFC history. One that has been in the works for months.
I saw people basically saying, like, this is basically a very good numbered card or like a pay-per-view, but it doesn't kind of fit that mold of what you've been building up for all these months, which is this historic card, the best card in history and all this stuff. I think it falls well short of that, man. What about you?
This is the ultimate. I asked for steak, they brought me Jello.
Right.
You know, just like Jello, I guess.
If the UFC was willing to fork over the cash, we could have had a White House card featuring
That's funny.
Topuria versus Makhachev, Ngannou versus Jones, McGregor versus Diaz or Holloway, Rousey versus Carano, Pereira versus
They
Gane.
did mention that there was a possibility that Ronda Rousey fight could have possibly ended up at the UFC event, which that would have made it twice as big right there.
And Chimaev versus Strickland in no particular order. All of those fights could have happened.
We haven't been formally introduced.
Then there's the logistics of it.
Supergirl.
They're gonna get into that
After
next,
leaving the
I think.
military, James wanted to be a project manager.
Talking
So he
about
got
bugs
Google
and
Project
shit.
Management.
It's a
And
swamp.
we're not even talking about the truly out there stuff they could have theoretically put together. These are just regular fights that were totally within their means to make and fit within the timeline of this card. However, they're not even willing to pay John Jones more than $15 million, and they'd rather double dip by saving Conor McGregor for a future event. I mean, they had to use AI to create promo videos for the event instead of just filming the fighters facing off in real life, which stands in stark contrast to the cost of putting on the event and the logistical hurdles they're having to overcome. It shouldn't be surprising to anyone that hosting a cage fight on the White House lawn is a difficult and complex task.
Did you see this? Justin came out this week, or some point recently, said that he's been training in the sauna. But he says, do a training session, then halfway through it, he jumps in the sauna for like half an hour and then goes back to training.
Saying it's
to
like
try and
100 degrees
simulate
out there.
The heat that they're going to go through.
And so I hope it's hot as fuck. I hope there's bugs everywhere. I hope it's absolutely insane.
And you're used
but
to
I am
the
going into the. I'm from Arizona. I live in Colorado now. I'm not used to it, but I am going into the sauna in between.
He
and
said
then
he
the
hopes
workouts
there's
at the end of
bugs
every workout
everywhere.
to prepare for the variable.
And
I hope there's bugs
I think
everywhere.
there was a video recently of Dana White coming out saying that the bugs that they're having to deal with, because this is why he never wants to do outside
Outdoor
shows,
events, yeah.
only does indoor arenas. He said because all the bullshit that they got to deal with is just crazy.
The other problem that I always think about, especially on the East Coast, bugs.
Yeah.
President Trump just opened the Rose Garden 2 nights ago, and he invited me to dinner there.
Yep.
The amount of gnats that were flying around, I'm like, holy shit. As soon as I got on the plane, I called my head of production and said, yeah, let me tell you about the gnat situation tonight.
To make matters worse, it seems like there have been communication issues between Trump and the UFC from day one. As Dana White said on the Full Send podcast, they were still in the early stages of discussing the event when Trump announced it without even telling them.
But yeah. Did Trump tell you he was going to make that announcement?
No.
So he just does
I was up at my place in Maine, and that day, we probably texted.
This is hilarious. He said Trump announced that the UFC was having this event, and Dana didn't even know. So this is an example of that dumb fuck just like bullying people into doing his will. Like, well, I guess we're having an event on the White House lawn now. Like, You know,
4 or
and
5
that's
times that day.
okay.
He never even told me that he was going to.
He was just saying Happy 4th of July.
There is something funny about Trump using the same technique on the UFC that they regularly use to strong-arm fighters into accepting fights that they haven't agreed to yet. But it also goes to show that Trump and the UFC have not been on the same page about the event. This is especially noticeable when they talked about the number of people that will be in attendance. Trump has given numbers ranging from 25,000.
Full fight, like 20, 25,000 people.
I don't know, man. I mean, have you seen the setup? I can show you a photo of the setup. There's a fence. I imagine there's a fence around all of it, and they could put security. It'll be highly secure. They just push everyone back with cops.
Over 100,000 people.
100,000.
It's been confirmed
There
that
it is.
about 5,000 VIP seats for the event will be available, with a portion going to military personnel. The rest will be going to exactly who you expect.
A portion goes to.
If you didn't see that, they said $1.5 million a ticket is what they were selling these things to their oligarch buddies to, and it's going to basically like Trump's support the Trump's causes, like what, birthday envelopes, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Trump and Dana
Happy
and TKO.
birthday.
A portion goes to the troops, and then there are opportunities to buy tickets. And
holy shit, the price.
Partner investment is what it's being called. The actual
An
retail
investment.
price, 1.5 milli.
What?
I'm staring right at it.
Axios has reported that White House operatives are being inundated with requests from Republican lobbyists, lawmakers, and donors, and Donald Trump himself is even fielding some requests.
It's the hardest ticket I have never seen anybody want anything so much as people want those things.
There's this thing where like the sitting president isn't allowed to benefit financially from his position, and for some reason nobody enforces it on this guy. He does it all day every day. Crypto scams, and he's personally scalping tickets to this fucking UFC event for millions of dollars. Like, it's so stupid what he gets away
Trust
with.
me, guys, the UFC is not a political organization.
If you love America, you're going to love this event. It
There
has
it
nothing
is.
to do with politics. We just happen
There's
to be
the
on the
slogan.
White House lawn, and the President of the United States will be there.
In addition to the VI Epstein
I want look at
seating,
these idiots'
UFC will be giving
faces when
away
they're saying
85,000
it.
free tickets.
Nobody believes this. Look at all their faces. McAfee.
UFC is not a political organization.
If you love America, you're going to love this event. It has nothing to do with politics. We just happen to be on the White House lawn, and the President of the United States will be there.
In addition to the VI Epstein seating, the UFC will be giving away 85,000 free tickets to a viewing party that will take place on an adjacent piece of land known as the Ellipse. How that will actually go is still unclear to me. I mean,
Oh, there you
wanna sit
go.
on the grass.
There you go, Broken Hip. They're gonna have a patch of swamp where the poor people can go sit and watch on a drive-in screen for probably $300.
In the middle of summer, watching fights on a big screen while a bunch of oligarchs and scheming politicians get the good seats.
Yeah, let me tell you about the Nat situation tonight.
In a strange way, I think there are quite a few parallels between the White House.
Oh,
card
look at
and
this
the Trump
picture.
administration.
Look at that picture. That guy had a stroke. Zero doubt. Look at him. You only get a face like that when you have a stroke. That's the only way you get that. So at some point he stroked out.
Itself. It was sold to people on promises it's failing to live up to.
Sean Strickland.
In fact, it's given people many things they never asked for, like Bo Nickel. Publicly, it draped itself in patriotism and spectacle to distract from the fact that it's working for the super elite. Meanwhile, average people are getting screwed over and left as an afterthought. This all brings me back to the point of this video, to the question I asked at the beginning. Why is a UFC event taking place at the White House?
This is good.
Why is a company as famously parsimonious as the UFC spending tens of millions of dollars to put on this event, when they won't even pay their biggest stars to fight on it? The company that could only put on the Sphere event by getting funding from the Saudis is now putting on an event that cost 3 times as much because they love America? Does that actually make sense to you? If you really believe Dana when he says this is an event for America and it's not political, then ask yourself, why does this have to take place on the White House lawn?
We just happen to be on the White House lawn, and the President of the United States will be there.
Why does it have to be attended almost exclusively by oligarchs and DC insiders instead of average people? There is a long answer and a short answer to this. The long answer could be a very lengthy video on its own, so I'll probably set that aside for another day. But the short answer is that in recent years, the UFC and its parent group have become increasingly intertwined with the Trump administration. And it goes beyond just the UFC having a long-standing relationship with Donald Trump or Dana White personally campaigning for him.
I know America needs a strong leader, and the world needs a strong America. I know Donald J. Trump is the best choice for President of the United States. My fellow Americans, it is my honor to introduce the 45th and soon-to-be 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
During the 2024 election cycle, the UFC was basically acting as a propaganda arm of the Trump campaign. And it makes sense.
Somehow,
the
dude,
audience...
that reminds me of the dude that went, yeah, and got canceled. But somehow that shit is, like, cool now to get all, like, hyped up about another
young,
grown
male,
man.
and let's just say
to get
not
all
woke.
to get all worked up about another grown man's success.
There is a reason that ICE specifically mentioned targeting people like UFC fans.
Oh,
and
the
recruitment ads.
yeah
That's
guy.
the demo that helped
Dude, they
Trump get
canceled
elected,
him so
even
bad.
if they're regretting it now. The
I felt
UFC
bad.
has gone beyond just immersing itself in conservative politics or anti-woke memes, though. They're actively involved in the dealings of the Trump administration. For instance, UFC fighters will now be training the FBI. Side note, if you're an MMA fan, you might notice this guy over here on the opposite side of the room from Tiny Cash Patel, Ali Abdelaziz. I don't have the time to talk about him here, but he's one of the funniest possible people who could be involved in this. If you don't believe me, just Google Ali Abdelaziz FBI. The point is, the UFC and their parent companies have connective tissue with the Trump administration that goes beyond just liking Trump or doing a little bit of propaganda for him. Dana White talks to Trump regularly.
And that day, we probably text 4 or 5 times that day. We're friends, and we when we get together, it's literally no different than any.
No different than anyone else.
Trying
But
to predict
we're
the
both
future
on the
is a
Epstein
hazardous
list.
occupation. The only thing we can be sure of is
I
that
don't.
we'll be absolutely
I don't know
Other
if
person in this room. When we get
now I
together
gotta
with somebody
say something. I don't know if Dana's on the Epstein list. I wouldn't be surprised.
you're-
Though.
that
I'll
you're
have to
friends-
check.
But you're associated with him.
I'm not associated with him. He's
You
one of
are.
my very, very
Okay.
good friends.
TKO executive Ari Emanuel was reportedly the person who reached out to Trump to facilitate the Ticketmaster pardon. So these folks are embedded within the Trump White House. I mean, just take a minute to think about the fact that while the US and Iran were engaging in ultimately unsuccessful negotiations, Trump was living it up at UFC 327 with his Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. While we're in the middle of a war that could have disastrous consequences for much of the world, Trump was telling Paulo Costa how beautiful he is.
I'll give you a hundred. You look so good.
Dude, so weird.
You are some fighter. Thank you, man. Thank you, sir.
This is
Dude,
more than
it's
just
so
a
creepy.
friendly relationship. The
I'm gonna
UFC
rewind
is a
it. This
safe
is
space for
important that
Trump.
people see this. After Acosta won this fight the other night, Trump went up and flirted with him, is all you can say. It's like, that's the only way I would describe this. He touched his leg and flirted with him. Let's see it again.
At UFC 327 with his Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. While we're in the middle of a war that could have disastrous consequences for much of the world, Trump was telling Paulo Costa how beautiful he is.
Good to meet the more than you win this fight. I'll give you a hundred. You look so good. You're too good looking to be a fighter. You are a some fighter. Thank you, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
This is more than just a friendly relationship. The UFC is a safe space for Trump when he feels like he's being picked on too much.
I think when
That's
he
important.
is, dealing with shit that I can't even dream of, and he wants to get away, he comes to the UFC fight.
In my opinion, that puts the White House card in a different light. As Luke Thomas put it, this event is a reward to the UFC for helping to rehabilitate Trump's image after January 6th.
You had TKO leadership just yesterday talking about how, well, we don't want to make money on this UFC White House event. And this is about July 4th. This is about the independence of the country. It's about the celebration of July 4th. And it's like, guys, number one, even if you had this White House event on July 4th, it still has nothing to do with July 4th. This entire event exists for one freaking reason. One reason only. Because it is a political reward from the White House to the UFC for helping return him to office. That is the only reason it exists. It is the only thing that is happening. It is the only thing that is mattering here. It is a reward to Dana White and the UFC for helping a guy who tried to steal a presidential election return back to the office of the presidency.
With the White House card, the UFC
There you
is
have
getting to
it.
do something that has never been done before and probably will never be done again.
And in May of 2024, after the conviction in his New York trial,
I've noticed there's a lot of people that look at this lunatic in office in the same way, where it's somehow an opportunity, because you're never going to get another lunatic like this in the White House again. So there's different ways in, like, where that somehow becomes like a benefit to certain people. And to Dana White, for example, it's a once in a like he would have never gotten to do this unless they got a, failed celebrity in the White House. It's a rare situation that people seem to want to take advantage of. And I heard a lot of that with the ufology bullshit. Yeah, what's up, KMF? That was going on with ufology, where a lot of them started to look at this guy in a different light because they're like, well, he's just so reckless and incompetent that he might give us the information we've been looking for. So it somehow makes them almost sympathize with him. It's
just
dangerous.
2 days later,
what's up,
UFC
KMF?
302, there he is, front and center. There's no way to really know in the end, but I bet there's a very good argument to make that Donald Trump maybe doesn't even win the presidential election, but for the laundering service that the UFC provided for him. You can now see how important this relationship is. You can see why the UFC is now being granted a fight on the White House South Lawn. You can see why they're being invited into these places that, again, no organization could ever find their way in but for the invitation from the highest halls of power.
So we have a small arena here that we're building, never happened before. This is a one-of-a-kind UFC. That's going to be something, UFC event on the South Lawn right there.
Which I think is why it's subconsciously, at least, raising
He's
alarm
so
bells
proud.
for a lot of people. This event
Never done it before. Everyone said it was absurd.
is so odd that it's making people question the UFC in ways that they never have before. Even Joe Rogan, who is a pretty notorious yes man for the UFC, as well as a dedicated Trump dicksucker, has questioned the decision to host a
Acosta? He's gonna snatch up Acosta.
UFC fight at the White House while we're at war with Iran.
I'm
which
gonna
tangentially,
I need to check the card and see. I bet Acosta's on it. He had him turn around and fight. I need the little pretty one. We need the pretty fighter. Did you book the pretty
would
fighter?
later lead to a completely shit-faced drunk Alex Jones rambling about Joe's vagina on Tim Pool's podcast, of all places.
Tim
I was thinking
Pool.
about Joe Rogan's vagina right now.
That's a weird way to introduce yourself, Alex.
Well, Joe's like, I love Joe, but like, oh my God, we better not have an event. The terrorists might get us. We just give up and go away. We can't ever have a meeting because the Iranians might stick their ding dong in us. I think Joe's afraid of the Iranian ding dong. Let's all just hide in Joe Rogan's vagina, and then we'll all be safe.
Jesus.
Safe in Joe.
Thanks for coming, Luke.
What an introduction.
You're dancing like safe under her black wings. I'm safe in Joe Rogan's big ass pussy vagina.
As much as it pains me to say it, Joe is right. It is really weird to put this event on at this time. It's an enormous security risk, in addition to being a logistical nightmare, and the sheer gaudiness of it.
Well,
makes it
what
impossible.
that is it's one of them breaking ranks. Like Joe Rogan is being critical of the UFC event, and they have to dispatch people to go get him in line. So, in my opinion, that was an order given to Alex Jones. Hey, get Joe Rogan in line. You know, throw some fucking smoke at him, like get him in line.
Possible to ignore how openly political the UFC has become.
It does a remarkable job.
He goes rogue every
covering
once
the
in a
beauty
while.
of the.
He's made some comments about the war and Israel. Joe Rogan he seems to be getting a little closer to the edge at least, but
Of the White House.
he's still a stooge.
Doesn't it? Yeah. So I find it really despicable, but that's all right.
No. It really looks like I thought it looks like the Six Flags Great Adventure construction.
I was just about to say, you know that ride that they move around on all the traveling fairs called the Ring of Fire? That's just a roller coaster cart going around in a loop giving you a migraine. That's what it looks like. It's like the railing from that shit. Of like a traveling fair ride. The zipper.
It's not what the White House is about.
Look at that shit!
It really says something that even the MMA fan base, which has been turned into one of the most explicitly...
Oh yeah, that ride's probably taking like a month off your life every time you ride that shit.
Wing sports.
The zipper was the worst. They were like those cages that would rock and they would do full rotations and you'd be just tumbling in there, man. There was nothing in there holding you down. And if you didn't like lock in place, you would start tumbling in that bitch, beating yourself up. You'd see little kids coming out with their noses busted and stuff. Those rides are dangerous.
Is starting to take notice of how
It's called the
overtly
zipper.
political this event is. People who would have not cared about Trump getting more attention than fighters at UFC events were booing him at UFC 327. It's part of a bigger pattern of MMA fans consistently showing dissatisfaction with the UFC product.
Missouri is the getaway that gets you. Find your MO at visitmo.com.
Oh man. We had when I was growing up, they had a double Ferris wheel. And that
I'm
thing
not
was
going to call
dangerous
UFC
too.
Freedom 250 a tipping point, because I don't think such a thing is actually possible for the UFC as long as they have.
I almost fell out of one. You know how like a lot of them are just like a big like thing that just rotates and you just spin in circles. I almost went out of one of those when I was little too. You have to like hold on for dear life so you don't go out the side door.
Have the level of control over MMA that they do. But I think it's been a wake-up call for a lot of
Fighting
fans.
gravity the
what
whole
will
time.
this amount to? I don't know. Probably not much. There may be dysentery in the ranks, but the UFC has their fans bent over a barrel.
Alright. There's I don't know how much time we got. Yeah, we'll play one more. Midas Touch one. I think they got an update on. Oh yeah, we gotta show this. This is important. Putin and Iran have been in negotiations, and they seem to be making a nuclear deal, which, yeah.
Welcome to Ben on Breaking News. I'm Ben Mycelis. This is your breaking news. Earlier today, Iran and Russia announced that they were signing a $25 billion memorandum of understanding for cooperation.
A memorandum of understanding.
in the nuclear sector, Iran's ambassador to Moscow said, highlighting expanding collaboration between the two countries on major nuclear.
China will be next. China will be the next to sign it with them. And at that point, no one can cry about Iran's nuclear deal. Or you're going to have to deal with Russia and China.
Energy
project. If Iran wants a nuke, you're going to have to eat it. Or you're going to have to deal with Russia and China. It's a big deal.
Putin was discussing this deal that was just announced, and Putin said, Iran is a friendly state for us. I believe that the Iranian leadership and the people of Iran trust us. They fully trust us. And by the way, in the future, this uranium could be used once we reduce the enrichment level.
Also, a big part of the negotiation with the ceasefire has been this stockpile of enriched uranium that the U.S. wants to send special forces in to gather and get out or destroy in place. And now that complicates that because Russia's like, no, we want that. We want that stuff.
This uranium could be used for peaceful purposes for nuclear power and our nuclear projects in Iran under the IAEA control.
And
note
dude,
the word could.
Trump and his cronies are bootlicking Putin and his cronies while they're doing this all.
Could be used. In other
Our
words,
president's
Russia
compromised.
is
I don't know what
asserting
else to
itself
tell you.
even more, the same way China is, as protectors of Iran. We know that there's an alliance there to begin with. And when the Trump regime is out there saying Iran can have no nuclear dust, no nuclear material at all, right? What's Russia and China doing? Well, we saw China through Xi Jinping meet with Foreign Minister Araghchi, and they had very productive meetings. And we know that we believe China is providing a lot of technology and other capabilities, likely of military variety, to Iran.
I think China is bringing in some of the rockets or components for the rockets that are going out. I mean, that might be kind of obvious, but they've never really pointed that out. And I'm sure Trump didn't bring it up when he met with Xi Jinping.
And what's Russia doing? Russia saying we're gonna do a $25 billion nuclear deal together.
Create opportunity for yourself and others. Earn an accredited degree online at wgu.edu.
No, I haven't seen
Think
that
about
one
the
yet.
statement that is sending right now. So
it changes
in
so fast,
normal
man. It's hard to
times,
keep up with.
You would expect the president of the United States of America, as opposed to the president or leader of Russia, to speak out against that, right? I mean, that would seem to be putting a massive wrench in any of the American preconditions with Iran. And, you know, the question is, how is Donald Trump responding? Does Donald Trump respond with strength, or does Donald Trump respond with weakness? Well,
I mean, he's starting to stack up enemies here. Like, are we gonna take on all of them? Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Let's find out. Let's turn.
And
the
who's
page,
gonna fight
as
these
I tell
battles
my daughter,
for
Ivana,
him?
let's turn the page and let's look what happens. Let's see where Spot goes. See Spot run. Let's see where Spot goes on the next page. Breaking. The Pentagon is expected to
I was
cancel
just about to say, Ben is looking tired. Like he needs to get some sleep or something. He's starting to act goofy.
plans to provide Tomahawk missiles to Germany, citing concerns that Russia could view the deployment as an escalation. Pentagon likely to cancel a missile sale to Germany over fears of Russia. Over fears of Russia. If you've been watching the Midas Touch Network, you know.
So it's another thing where he gave in to them. Capitulate is the word, and we got nothing. And our allies suffered. You know, we're cutting off our allies because we don't want to upset Russia while they're making nuclear deals with a country we're actively at war with.
Know that the United States, through its chief allied commander, Grinkowicz, who's the NATO allied commander, rather, the U.S. has informed NATO generally that the U.S. is going to be pulling out critical missile cells and other defensive weapons and other things that were promised to the NATO alliance, also out of fear over Russia.
We're pulling out in NATO, is what this sums up. Is we're gonna leave our allies high and dry.
Just notable, right? Russia doesn't seem to have the fear over the United States because doing a $25 billion nuclear deal,
they're clowning
Iran
us
right now would seem to be a little bit worse than the Pentagon providing tomahawks.
They're just clowning
to
us.
Germany, right? But I want you to understand what's going on in the global geopolitical climate right now, because if I'm seeing this, what do you think our NATO allies are seeing? What do you think Asian countries, African countries, Central America, South American, African, European country, what Nordic states? What do you? How do you think they're viewing these moves right now? Moments ago, Putin said the following about Iran: "The people of Iran have shown cohesion and their will to fight. This is a factor that undoubtedly should be taken into account as we find a solution to this crisis." Here's what Putin said about Trump: "We understand the U.S. administration is distracted. They are forced to tackle this issue now." Putin said the following about Trump as well. Trump says he didn't expect the Ukrainian problem to be so hard. "Some things don't seem too complicated, but as soon as you delve into the problems, it turns out there are too many unknowns." Once again, you know, I'm not a rocket scientist here, but it does seem like Putin is mocking Donald Trump, continuing to engage in moves where it's clear he doesn't fear Donald Trump taking steps that any former United States president would.
He's so predictable at this point that they all seem to be able to maneuver and outmaneuver him. His age, it's 80 years old, this guy is. These other leaders, they seem to have like kind of built a little bit of a blueprint in the first term, and it's like now they got it down to a science. They have him coming for these visits and you know, like glazing them on national television. It's embarrassing. They're talking about something with oh yeah, I want to watch this one a little bit. Let's check this shit out. Something about MAGA Mike Johnson having a health issue. I wanted to see what that was.
No. Donald Trump's top cabinet members just collapsed under intense cross-examination on Capitol Hill. You had two of Donald Trump's top cabinet members collapsing under cross-examination. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent testified before the United States Senate, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio testified before the House of Representatives.
And stay with us, guys, because after this, we're gonna check out the update on the Lockout Live saga and why basically Keemstar was to blame for, dude, you could almost say all of what happened at Fat Camp.
He testified before the United States Senate yesterday. Let me show you what went down. First, let me show you Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent getting cross-examined by Democratic Senator Lujan about the settlement agreement that the Treasury Department entered into with Donald Trump to waive all claims and investigations into Donald Trump, Trump's family, and Trump Organization for tax evasion. Here, play this clip.
Then you would know that I'm unable to answer those questions, and they should be referred to.
Mr. Secretary, what about the addendum to this agreement? Are you familiar with what the addendum is?
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Are you familiar with this giveaway from the IRS? It says President Trump and anyone that knows him or does business with him or part of a business, they get off scot-free. Are you aware of this?
An addendum, he says. This guy is awful. Bessent or whatever. They send him around on all the news circuits, and he's unbearable. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. He's one of the worst.
Again, I refer you to Attorney General Blanche.
Are you Attorney General Blanche's client?
The IRS and Treasury are a client of the Department of Justice.
So is that a nice way of saying yes? You're a client. He's your lawyer.
He represents.
You're the secretary. Are you the Secretary of Treasury? Yes, is the answer. Scott Bessent. Let me ask you this question, sir. Are you the secretary?
In my personal capacity, Tom Blanche is not my attorney.
Correct, sir.
Are
you, sir,
for the
Mr.
U.S.
Secretary?
Treasury?
Scott, let me ask it this way. Scott, are you the Secretary of Treasury for the United States government?
Yes.
Appreciate that. The
Yes.
Department of Justice represents
Yes, I
the IRS
am.
and the Department of Treasury in this lawsuit, correct?
Correct.
Are you aware of this addendum? You're telling me DOJ gave the president this without you knowing about it?
Again, they settle on our
All right,
behalf.
well, that's not how the law works, sir. I'm not a lawyer, but you have a bunch of them behind you. You should see the faces they're making at me behind you. They're all scowling at me back over here.
Well,
I
think that's a different reason, sir.
Well, for whatever it is, they're doing it.
Now going to the House of Representatives, let me show you Congressmember Liu cross-examining Marco Rubio about Donald Trump's declining cognitive health and the fact that Donald Trump keeps falling asleep during public meetings during the day. And you'll see, in my opinion, Marco Rubio perjure himself by saying that he's never seen Donald Trump fall asleep when you actually see a video of Donald Trump falling asleep right next to Rubio. Let's play this clip.
Secretary Rubio, have you been at more than one meeting where President Trump has fallen asleep?
That's false.
Yeah.
That's false. I've never seen him fall asleep. On the contrary, the guy doesn't sleep, which is a big problem because he calls me at 2 in the morning. He calls me at 5 in the morning. And, you know, I like to sleep a little bit, maybe not 12 hours, but at least 6. So he works. The other day he was at the Oval Office until 12:30 p.m. 12:30 a.m. I don't know what you're talking about.
Secretary Rubio, I'm going to show you in a moment a video that shows you just lied to Congress.
This guy's funny.
So this is a video of a cabinet
I
meeting.
love this representative. This Representative Lau or Lou or what. Dude, he's always grilling him, and he never loses his cool. He's he's a maniac. He's up on Twitter late hours posting like AI videos and memes and shit. And then when it comes time in, 9 o'clock in the morning to do actual president business, he's fucking drooling on himself at like meetings with world leaders and the press from all over the globe. It's an embarrassment. And you ask these idiots who are sitting right next to him, why is the president always drooling on himself and passing out at meetings? And they just like deny reality.
Literally from last month, where Donald Trump is sleeping while you're talking. Please show this video.
Oh, shit.
Coalition of countries that line up behind the peace deal, behind the border peace, and it's still every day is a challenge. But it's been driven personally by the president. It's the reason why we're involved in this whole Ukraine-Russia conflict. That's not our war. It's not the president's war. This war started. It never would have happened.
Yeah.
But this war is going on,
This guy
and the president
again.
is trying to end it.
You are literally talking about issues of war and peace, and Donald Trump is sleeping right next to you.
No, he's not.
If Donald Trump cannot stay awake at these important meetings where the cameras are rolling, imagine what he's like when the cameras are not there. So I'm going to ask you, have you been at classified meetings where Donald Trump has fallen asleep or had trouble staying awake?
I've never been at any meeting where, and the things you're showing me now, he was not falling asleep.
So you're lying again?
So one of the strategies this representative uses is he makes them have to either perjure themselves or throw the diaper Don under the bus. And a lot of times they'll perjure themselves before they'll, say obviously he's always passing out. I don't know why he does that.
Foreign
You're
Affairs
lying
Committee of the United States House
consistently
of Representatives
to
asking questions
Congress.
about sleep.
You're
This is
lying
a
to
joke.
Congress, Secretary Rubio. So I'm going to show you another video in a moment. The president's inability to stay awake on the job has caused other countries to perceive him differently. They mock him. They see he is weak and he is feeble.
Now back to the United States Senate, where you had Senator Warnock cross-examining Bessent about what grade would you give the economy right now, and Bessent says A++++. Here, play this clip.
Last month, I asked the president's nominee to lead the Federal Reserve what I thought was a simple question, but he tried to dodge it. His answer was cute. I'm not sure the American people who were struggling were laughing. So I'll ask you the same question to see if I can get a clearer answer. President Trump has said that his grade of the economy, his words, is a quote, plus, 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 plus. He said this before he sent energy and gas prices soaring with this illegal war in Iran, a war that's costing taxpayers billions of dollars, $1 billion or more per day, turbocharging inflation. So I'll ask the Secretary.
I heard that stat today that this war in Iran is costing on average $1 billion a day to orcs.
Treasury the same question. Given all of the challenges facing ordinary Americans, our political differences aside, what grade would you give the U.S. economy right now?
Which challenges other than temporarily elevated prices would you identify, Senator?
I'm asking you, what grade would you give the economy?
I think we have the makings of one of the strongest economies in history. We've had 2.6% growth.
So
and core inflation had dropped. Food inflation since President Trump began, as much as you all they want to disagree,
I got it.
It's 2.5%.
So you agree with the president? You would give the economy a plus.
I think we have all
from where you sit.
I think we have all the makings for a very strong economy. I think that we have temporary elevated prices that will come back down.
I got it. So you're telling Americans it's not so bad. Americans give the Trump economy a failing grade. You and I can disagree, but this is not about us. They give the economy a failing grade because they can't afford anything. Folks back at home at Georgia, whom I represent, are struggling. Let me finish. To just make their lives work. And they know President Trump's Iran war and the tariff taxes are only making things worse. Talk to farmers in Georgia.
More from the cross-examination of Rubio by Ted Lieu.
What they did is the people that were on the edge and just barely getting by, like me, especially like single moms and stuff, they added a gap that they can't get through, and dude, it's just now gonna start really piling up. Yeah, it's impossible to survive. It's almost, I was watching a PBS documentary, and they were basically saying that our society is becoming almost designed to fail for most of its citizens because the poverty gap is getting so big.
Ted Lieu basically calls out Rubio for participating in North Korea-style cabinet meetings with Donald Trump. Let's play it.
So, Secretary Rubio, instead of holding North Korean-style cabinet meetings where everyone goes around the room kissing Donald Trump's ass, I'm going to ask you...
Oh, God. I talked about this, how I've never seen a president where when they have these cabinet meetings, they have to go around the table and everyone has to glaze him. It's a ritual they do. And, yeah, I guess they've noticed it, too.
To come clean with the American people and the White House as well. There's something wrong with Donald Trump's health or cognitive abilities. There's a reason he keeps going to the hospital and they keep giving him cognitive tests. We have not seen the president in 8 days. The American people deserve the truth. I yield back.
Woo! Get a Planet Fitness Black Card for $1 down, $24.99 a month.
Yeah.
Step
that guy's
inside our
awesome.
ropes, and you'll see that we hold ourselves to an extremely high standard.
He was
California-
he was one to win at
I don't even know how
Pam
to respond
Bondi
to that, other than to tell you that it's absurd and ridiculous. And I can't believe we're in a Foreign Affairs Committee meeting in front of the House, an important time in American foreign policy.
Just keep lying,
Answering
Secretary Rubio.
questions.
Just keep...
Well, it is relevant to foreign affairs because what he demonstrated was the president's behavior, falling asleep and stuff in these meetings. It's affecting relations, foreign relations. So it is relevant, but of course they live in bizarre world.
From a supposedly someone who thinks he's a medical expert when he's not. The truth of the matter is we had a cognitively impaired president in office a few years ago.
Dude, they always go to Biden. Biden still rides around on his 10-speed and swims laps. Like, what? The guy is bursting out of his cankles. Like, it's so obvious. His
Mentally impaired
hands
president. But
rotting
I don't like to
off.
talk about that because it weakens America. This president we have, this is a guy that literally doesn't sleep. He works day and night, long hours, every single day. I don't know if you haven't seen him in 8 days. I saw him yesterday. I didn't see him today, but yesterday because I was in Congress the day before. I talked to him at all hours of the day and night. He works inhumane hours. Okay, I've been on foreign trips with the president that he doesn't sleep in the whole flight. And everyone else is sleeping.
If that is any way accurate, it's because he's taking drugs. He's eating pills, Adderalls and shit.
On the plane, and he's
Acting
wandering the
weird.
hallways looking for someone to wake up and talk to. That people are. So I don't know what you're referring to, but he has an incredible amount.
Like
of
what
energy.
they're describing sounds like a manic. While we're all sleeping on trips, he's wandering the halls, waking everyone up, bugging us. Like, that sounds like your meth head annoying buddy. It doesn't sound like a healthy American. He goes like the full opposite direction.
You may not like his policies. You may not like his policies. You may not like the decisions he's made. But I assure you, this is not a president that sleeps or is cognitively impaired in any way, shape, or form. And in fact, is incredibly active, much more so in many cases than much younger people that are around him. Those are facts. I see it every day. You're not going to agree because you have another narrative that
They're facts. You just can't see the real doctor reports.
you want to push. But those are the facts.
I just showed you 3 videos of him sleeping.
Representative Issa is recognized.
Now back to the Senate, where Democratic Senator Cortez Masto was cross-examining Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent about whether 400,000 other taxpayers who were part of the data breach from 2019 who had their tax returns leaked.
All right, let's get ready to check up on the lolcows. I want to try to Oh, they might have crushed the ballroom too. Let's check this shit. I wanted to see.
Donald Trump's ballroom is officially on its deathbed.
Jack Cochiarella again, and another good source to keep up on what's going on in the failing Trump regime. Yeah, I wanted to see if there was some votes that came down. They all went against the Trump regime, and one of them was funding for the war, I believe, and the ballroom, and there was another one that I missed. I wanted to see what it was about.
In the most hilarious turn of events possible, Republicans went from championing the ballroom as the most important piece of policy that could ever happen in American history to the most toxic political anchor that anyone could possibly imagine. And of course, the cost of living crisis gets worse and worse every single day because of Donald Trump and Republicans. And now they want to
This one's only like 10 minutes, so we'll get to the Aussie cop clip after this.
$1 billion on a ballroom? Well, no longer, much to Donald Trump's chagrin, and now it is the reason he is going nuclear and threatening everything against his own party. Republicans in the Senate have officially ended the ballroom, or they've ended it unless Donald Trump has something different to say. But we are going to
Oh shit, the ballroom is dead. This is the most recent one too.
get into this news, which all started with Scott Bessent doing his best to defend the ballroom. Today before the Senate, it didn't go too well, and it is part of the reason that Republicans, they're saying no to this project that nobody wants.
The administration has claimed that its top priority is lowering costs for American families, but the president instead continues to pursue vanity projects at a significant cost to taxpayers. He requested $1 billion for the White House ballroom, spent $45 million on military birthday parade, proposed $100 million
$45 million on a parade.
arch at Memorial Circle, and now Treasury is planning production of a $250 bill with his face on it. Mr. Secretary, how does the president's requested $1 billion ballroom or all of these other vanity products lower costs for American families or help constrain spending?
Senator, first of all, you're incorrect. There is no cost to the American people. If there is a new bill for the ballroom,
Brogan, if I was thinking about that, what the next president is going to do. I don't know if he was joking or what, but he was rambling saying they might leave the UFC stadium up. Like, they're going to have to come in and just clear all that shit out. Yeah, it's going to be a mess. It looks like they destroyed the lawn. Like, because all that crap where the UFC stadium is, there was grass there, a fountain and shit. I put a photo up on my X account at Felony Talk on X if you want to go look before and after. Yeah, it looks like they destroyed it. It's gonna look like when a music festival comes through, what it looks like after. Just like a barren patch of dirt with a bunch of trash on it.
The decorative part of the ballroom is privately funded, and everything that you were talking
The
about.
president requested $1 billion for the White House ballroom in our budget. He has spent $45 million on a military birthday parade. So
look, it goes on outside my office every day. I've watched it progress, and it is national security matters that the $1 billion is for.
That's ridiculous, and I think you know it. I'll yield back my time. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
God, these guys are terrible, man. When they get in front of these hearings, they never answer anything. I've never witnessed anything like it, where they just get away with lying or just not answering the questions.
Yes, it is about national security. Making sure that Donald Trump can fill another gaudy room with gold is a matter of national security. But they won't tell us why or how or what the military bunker is or what the, secret medical supplies are all about. It's a nice place for Donald Trump to go and get his hospital treatments that keep him away from the public for 7 days at the...
Oh! That's the first I've ever heard that. They want to build a little underground medical facility so he can get his treatments, whatever he's doing when he goes to these doctor's appointments, and nobody will know. That does make sense, dude. Because he even admitted that it was gonna be like a drone-proof bunker or something, but that fits.
Start of every month, but we are not allowed to know about it. They've also cross-streamed so much on what is and what isn't national security. They say we're only paying for the national security parts, but still so much has been donated. None of it makes sense. All that makes sense is that nobody can afford anything and they're building a ballroom.
It's gonna be just like the temple at Epstein Island, the little striped temple. It's gonna be one of those down in there.
Of course, that
whatever
doesn't
the
make sense.
fuck that thing was, it'll be exactly like that.
But it makes sense in the context of the Trump presidency, and so does the law breaking. So it's not just the political that's holding back the ballroom, but also some legal updates from Robert Garcia, which is the reason that Republicans are now giving up.
Hey, it's Congressman Garcia. Now, just a couple days ago, myself, Senator Whitehouse, and Congressman and Ranking Member Jared Huffman, we led an amicus brief of about 150 members of the Democratic caucus to oppose the illegal ballroom that Donald Trump right now is building.
Look at that thing, man. Who would want... What are we doing? It's so bad. Look, that's from a different era, you moron. Why do you want to live in the Victorian age, you fucking goon?
Now, this ballroom has not gone through the formal approvals. It never came to Congress, and he is destroying the White House. The White House is the public's house. And the fact that Donald Trump is now doing whatever he wants to the grounds, he's desecrating it, and there has been no check and balance. The White House is such a critical part of our history, and the fact this is happening should outrage every single American. And so we have
No, they're out chasing UFOs. If you're wondering where everyone is while this is all going on, they're out chasing UFOs with Boebert and Luna.
We're supporting this action and this lawsuit to stop this construction of the ballroom and to ensure that there's actual transparency to the American public. Donald Trump thinks he can do whatever he wants, whenever he wants to. And instead of focusing on affordability, of lowering costs for people, he is spending billions of dollars on this ballroom and other projects that the American people didn't ask for. It must be stopped. Thanks so much.
I cannot say enough how grateful I am for Robert Garcia for actually fighting back and using the tools in the toolkit to do so, not just standing around, not just waiting for something to happen, not just saying, once we win the majority or, if we're able to take back power, and just get to it, sue, injunct.
Right. Right. It bog them down. Like anything that slows them down is a win. But there seems to be a lot of defeatism in the Democratic Party right
Jamie
now,
Raskin,
and it's the last thing we need. We need killers right now.
and has said this so much and so often. We do win these lawsuits, so it's important that we carry them out because it also brings a stink to what Donald Trump has done. And that stink is clearly something that Senate Republicans can smell because they have moved forward on moving on. And it has Donald Trump threatening them, as I want to get into right here. Senators humiliate Trump by pulling his $1 billion ballroom grab. Even Republicans aren't handing out money for the tacky scheme. Donald Trump's White House ballroom was dealt a blow after Senate Republicans formally abandoned their efforts to provide $1 billion in taxpayer funding for the project. The decision has left the future of security funding uncertain, even as construction continues, not only on the ballroom itself, but on a multi-level underground military fortress that Donald Trump has been building as part of the project.
He's just going ahead with it, like, and nobody is stopping him. It's
the president.
This shit right here is why I lost any. There's a lot of talk about like the Illuminati and these power, the swamp or the deep state. Somebody like overlords that are pulling the strings. When Trump gets away with all this, that tells me there's nobody above him. He's him, Epstein, Bannon, Elon. These guys are the top of the ladder. Because otherwise someone would be stopping them from destroying the White House. Like, I'm just being real. Like, it makes it seem unreal that there's anybody that exists that could challenge him at this point. There is no, deep state above Donald Trump. I just don't see it. There might be people that have dirt or leverage on him. That's very possible, but
last month that the ballroom was actually a facade for a
because he does whatever the fuck he wants. I mean, that's proven.
Underground fortress with a military hospital, classified meeting rooms, and top secret research facilities. We went down 6 stories. It's actually far more complex. Great, a nice secret area. The $1 billion Senate proposal had been included in a broader package to fund immigration enforcement and border security programs. Republicans pushing the funding had initially argued that the money was intended for security upgrades associated with the White House East Wing modernization project rather than the ballroom itself. Had senators not changed the bill's text on Wednesday, it would have required 60 votes to move forward, meaning Democrats would have been able to filibuster. Critics, including some within GOP ranks, had also argued that the funding amounted to a taxpayer subsidy for a project Trump had originally promised would be financed privately. The White House, however, downplayed the decision to remove the funding, suggesting it was the result of parliamentary rules rather than political pressure, although many Republicans have come out against it. A ruling by the Senate parliamentarian had complicated the proposal, which is why Donald Trump is now going nuclear on his party. Trump is not only attacking senators who do not love the ballroom and defend it with everything that they have, but he is also demanding that Senate Republicans move forward. And
you know what nobody's talking about? The second attempt on Trump at the dinner. Remember when they tried to use that to push the ballroom? And they were all talking about, this is why we need a ballroom. Nobody's even talking about that anymore.
And fire the parliamentarian. The president's broadside comes days after she rejected Republicans' efforts to fund the ballroom project through an immigration enforcement bill. So Donald Trump wants John Thune to do something he has consistently said he wouldn't, and that is fire the Senate parliamentarian. And I want this to be something that we remember, that Donald Trump wanted the Senate parliamentarian fired so he could steal your money to build a ballroom. Chuck Schumer and Democrats said that it was maybe a step too far back in the Biden era when the president was trying to move forward with passing a national $15 minimum wage. That, is it, should we, I just don't, I don't know. I don't know. We wouldn't want to violate norms, would we, to make sure that people can maybe get kind of close to having their basic needs met. $15 isn't even a livable wage anymore because of exploding inflation and Donald Trump's tariffs and Donald Trump's war and Donald Trump spending aimlessly and recklessly on things that we do not need. It's not even a living wage anymore, but we said no. So Donald Trump wanted this. So let's make that very clear. When we want to do big, bold structural change, we should break norms because Donald Trump wanted to do it in the name of a ballroom. Again, a ballroom that nobody wants, including Republicans who understand how unpopular it is. They literally tried to maybe stage a shooting. Do we know if it was fake?
There was the stage shooting. Maybe stage a shooting.
If it was fake. We don't know if it wasn't fake or if it was fake. I'm not even.
It don't even matter anymore. It doesn't matter if it was fake or staged anymore. That's life with it in during Trump presidency.
House Correspondents' Dinner, fishy, okay, to say the least. A little bit strange. And I know I'm doing the accordion hands here. But it was a little suspicious. It was a little suspicious fish, and I think we can all agree on that much. Okay, I tried to use that to catapult forward the ballroom. Nothing. And so now Donald Trump is threatening his party. Now Donald Trump is threatening the Senate parliamentarian. And you know what this still is? No matter how much distance they want to try to create, because the White House says they're still going to move forward with it. I can promise you that's not the case. But Donald Trump will continue to talk about his ballroom, and if he is going to do that, might I suggest Democrats continue to sound like John Ossoff?
He promised to bring down prices on day one. Instead, prices are soaring. Ground beef's up 25% since Trump was sworn in. Coffee, 40%. The price of gas, 33%. Groceries, rent, health care, and the power bill hit their new all-time highs last month. And while you pay more for everything, Donald Trump wants your tax dollars for what many are calling the Jeffrey Epstein Memorial Ballroom.
Boo!
By the way, he forced out.
I bet those black people back there weren't paid to be there, like at the Trump rallies.
That Republican congressman, the one who made him release the Epstein files. Did you see that? That is true commitment to the cover-up.
Are you ready to feel good about your body? LifeMD can help. Get started at lifemd.com.
I was getting into that.
How Gusto keeps getting better for small businesses.
Immediately started.
Do not let Republicans try to separate.
I wouldn't see what he said there at the end.
Wait, he forced out that Republican congressman, the one who made him release the Epstein files. Did you see that?
Oh.
That is true commitment to the cover-up.
Thomas Massey. Yeah, that's who he's talking about. All right, y'all. So that's I think that gets us pretty well caught up on Bizarro World News. That's an actual good title. I could do like a graphic Bizarro World News when I show things about that. Now let's check out the LolCow Live Aussie Cop clip. It was funny. I only watched the first couple minutes of it, and yeah, it's I'm gonna do a little setup real quick. This is Ozzy Cobb on YouTube. He covers the LolCow universe. It's a great channel. Go check it out. And the main thing I want to focus on is when Wings hit Kelly back at Fat Camp last year at LolCow Fat Camp. I showed the clips coming in at the beginning. Here, we'll go ahead and show them again. So this all took place at Fat Camp. It wasn't their first year of LolCow Fat Camp, I don't believe. Actually, it might have been the first year. It wasn't this past year, it was the one year before it. And Wings of Redemption was just a basket case during the whole thing, and yeah.
What part of it's not a fucking lie? Tell me which part of it.
It's not a lie.
Right there.
It's a setup.
That's not a setup. It's a fucking lie.
Why are you getting loud in my face?
Because I fucking can.
Are you Are you fucking serious? You better stop. Hey, you better stop. You better stop. You better fucking teach people fucking cry.
Roger, where's goddamn conversation?
So that happened first. And then Wings came back for round 2, and his wife Kelly got in the way. So all that happened at LawCal Fat Camp, which is orchestrated by Keemstar. He orchestrates all this. It's the LawCal universe. He's the king guru on top of the pyramid that plans all these events. He just kind of fabricates artificial drama between them. And let's get into Ozzy Cobb.
So it seems like the audio.
The beginning is so funny. Once again, this idiot they put in charge of their most important show, he can't use OBS, and that's funny too. So we'll just play it from the beginning.
Holy God, what are you showing me? His head. Come on.
It's a good one.
It's Ozzy back in another video. Real quick before we get into it, just want to add some context because it's a little bit of a denser episode. So we have Boogie crashing out. We have the old Glammy Lammy and Billy situation being brought up again, which causes Glammy to crash out. Keemstar comes in and he starts raging. It's all over the place, guys, but everybody's having a bad day. It's a disaster stream, and it's a mess, so let's get right into it. Thanks for watching, guys.
200 members and he'll eat the fish.
The microwave fish.
Okay, well, let's just switch it to 100 members. How many members do we have?
We have 3. The audio is trash. I apologize, guys. We're gonna restart this intro.
This guy is so bad. Turbo or whatever. He's a knockoff version of Triple P.
Let me fix the intro real quick, guys. I apologize. I've changed no settings from anything. So let's try this. Let's just try it again, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, what the hell? YouTube, you're killing me.
Once weekly Mojaro.
I could tag him on X. Oh, what the fuck did it do that for? Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh, just a second. There we go. There we go.
The intro has an echo. Let's try this one.
I could, what I've been doing is starting my when I retweet these videos, I'll start them at different points in it, at different chapters, and I could try to tag him to it and be like, Triple P, is this a rip-off version of you on LawCal Live? And I'll try to get a
this
reaction.
one might not have an echo. Welcome, Queens.
Okay, guys, just
Is there
pause
an
the
echo?
music.
Glammy.
Just pause the music. Okay, audio levels.
I'm gonna start. I want to see that again.
So let's try this. Let's just try it again, ladies and gentlemen. The intro has an echo. Let's try this one. All right, this one might not have an echo. Welcome, Queens.
Look at Glammy.
Okay, guys, just pause
there
the
an
music.
echo?
Calm down
Just
now.
pause the music. Okay, audio levels are low for your desktop audio. It's very low.
Okay.
All right.
I haven't changed anything since yesterday, so I'm confused.
Okay, your voice.
Sometimes when you close for your stream and then you come back and you open back OBS, weird things will be happening, like your webcam won't work all of a sudden, and you just have to close OBS. Sometimes you have to do a task manager close to close the program completely, reopen it, refresh it, and this guy is just, I don't know, man. He seems a little slow or something. I'm starting to feel bad for him because you see how dude, he probably has so much anxiety right now because he knows, like, dude, I thought I had everything ready. And
Voice is totally fine.
Okay.
The music is incredibly low, so that I would assume that my voice is probably low because I'm part of the desktop audio. Boogie, are you good today? Are you okay?
Oh, didn't want to do that. That's my bad.
Is it a bad mental health day for you? Okay, well, he's muted or something.
Yeah, Boogie.
Okay. Okay, let's just not worry about the song. Maybe we can sing it. Do you guys remember the words?
You better sing,
I
bitch.
remember some of the words. There's one that gets muted. Don't think I'm on.
Just say Keem's team, and then I'll do the yup. Go ahead.
Keem's team.
My cue here. I don't know where to pick it up from.
Well, okay, so we're going to introduce the inquisition
Y'all better
punishment,
sing.
for why it's happening. Okay.
Right. The fake. What's the next fake thing to go along with the fake PlayStation?
A lot of people were saying the PlayStation was fake. A lot of people are.
Cool. All of it's fake then. Guess what? Everything else. I didn't fake cancer. I didn't break a PlayStation. There it is. There it is. It's all been fake since the beginning to now. All been fake.
No.
Can I go?
In Boogie's defense.
Can I go? This seems to be confusing Glammy. She doesn't know what's real and what's not
Though,
anymore.
like, it did have the inscription of his name. How is that fake?
So I did see that. A lot of people were saying that is not a limited edition. There's a lot of people saying a lot of things, that it's not limited edition, that
You're
took
the one who called it a limited edition. I said that it.
Well, it is limited edition.
It wasn't limited edition. I said that it was.
Yeah, they argue about the PS4 is what they're arguing about. The one he threw away and smashed. I didn't even see that.
I never went to the PlayStation launch event.
All right, so good. Mental health day, good.
We love that.
Boogie,
We love that.
We're good.
Yeah, I won't do it on screen. Don't worry about it.
Okay, awesome. Love you, buddy. Love you.
It's coming. It's coming.
I forgive every bad thing you've ever done, and so does the audience.
Get super AIDS.
We're all just here to support, okay?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I was just confused. And then the audio thing happens. It was,
You know that lol cow that Glammy looks like? She really looks like that Daniel Larson today. She really,
Okay, we're
really.
done. Thank you so much.
Maybe you could pull up Daniel Larson real quick, because she is like hitting it. Like, are you doing a cosplay? I'm confused. Like,
Dude.
you really look like that fucker today. It's insane.
Dude, it seemed to really bother. It really seemed to bother her, doesn't it?
Okay, thank you so much, Keem.
Okay, so where do we pick it up from now? Keem keeps blowing me off my cues.
Well, in all
where do
fairness,
we pick it up from now?
Well, I don't know what you mean. Where do we pick it up? I'm
On the
introducing
script,
what
the fake
happened
script
yesterday.
Where everything is fake.
Oh, the fake
everything's
script,
fake,
everybody.
everything's fake, so we
The
clearly
fake
have a fake
script, everybody.
It's been fake. It's been fake since I faked cancer, right? It's all been fake. Nothing you ever seen. The hole in my wall, CG. Did you guys know that? That was
No,
CG.
it's not. No, it is not.
Do an actual podcast today. We're not allowed. I don't know if you understand the situation. Do you understand? If you want a
Here it comes. Here it comes.
podcast, here's what you do, okay?
Okay.
Go to Home Depot, buy a bunch of equipment. Go back in fucking time to before where Wings shoved Kelly on a fucking table, dipshit. There's your podcast.
Here it is.
Okay, I'm really sorry for the mini interruption, but the TTS has a slight echo. So it seems like the audio
You
that
can hear
comes
it.
off of the desktop has
You
a...
can hear it playing and reverberating in someone's fucking headset.
It looks like there's probably 2 audio tracks reading that TTS.
Okay, 1 second here. Let me just delete this TTS.
It's gonna be all right.
So if you didn't catch it, Boogie's outburst was about we need to rewind back to before Wings hit Kelly at Fat Camp. So he's basically saying that everything was cool up until that moment, and so obviously something's bothering him about it.
I'm gonna leave soon, bud.
Why did you talk Jordy into stop taking his pills? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? We could still have a real fucking show, bro. We could have.
There it is. There it is. Jordy was on antipsychotic medications, and Keemstar, for whatever fucking reason, had told him to get off his medications. Whether he thought it would be it would be more entertaining to see him, go through a psychotic episode. I have no idea. You're gonna have to ask Keemstar why he told Wings of Redemption to stop taking his medications. But after Wings quit taking his medications on his way to Lolcow Fat Camp, he seemed to be unhinged. And you can go back to that moment and say, was that the catalyst of all of it? Going off your medications it can be a very dangerous thing, especially if you've been on them for a very long time. And he was already outside of his comfort zone. He was already stressed. They never seemed to enjoy going to these things. They would bitch about it leading up to it. And yeah, I mean, Keemstar has to saddle a lot of the blame for this. He has to, and he admitted it. He's the one who said, like, yeah, I did tell him to quit taking his medications. So I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. But finding that information out, I think it was a Lolcow Live episode yesterday, maybe, when that came out, changes everything, how you look at these events. I mean, that's so manipulative. It's dangerous. It's borderline criminal negligence to encourage someone that might be a little, have a bad temper, be a little violent, to get off their medications, and then when it goes bad, you're right there to harness and harvest it and benefit from it. It's fucking gross, man. It's not right. It's exploitation at the very least of mental health. People with mental health issues.
Buy a bunch of equipment. Go back in fucking time to before where Wings shoved Kelly on a fucking table, dipshit. There's your podcast.
Okay, I'm really sorry for the mini interruption,
and that's real emotion coming from Boogie, because he apparently didn't know about that either, and it changes how he looks at it. Now he's about to stroke out on the floor over it.
The TTS has a slight echo. So it seems like the audio that comes off of the desktop has a...
And these two are just oblivious. Like, Glammy is just like, wait, what did he say?
It looks like there's probably 2 audio tracks reading that TTS.
Okay, 1 second here. Let me just delete this TTS.
It's gonna be all right. I'm gonna leave soon, bud.
Why did you talk Jordy into stop taking his pills? Why did you do that? Why did you do that? We could still have a real fucking show, bro. We could have had a real show.
Okay, well, the compliment... Oh, 1 minute. I got a phone call. Oh, it's my good buddy. I gotta go.
No!
How convenient.
No! Your answer's no!
How convenient. He had a phone call and had to dip. Dude, what a piece of shit, man. Keemstar, you're a piece of shit. I'm gonna post this and I'm gonna tag you and try to get you to watch it. You're a piece of shit, bro. Between this and links, I mean, how many more of these are there gonna be where you...
Fuck you! Hey, punish some dead air. Punish some dead...
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, well, Glammy.
And to watch Wings get buried by the internet and you just sit and say nothing. Yeah, dude.
In his defense, though, I think the whole thing about it being limited edition was because he got it from...
They're worried about the PlayStation.
Yesterday, I smashed something irreplaceable, got no credit for it. They'll just call whatever he's got lined up fake.
Okay, wait, he's reverbing. Yeah, we can hear the... Yeah, we can hear the background.
That's not on my end. That's your double audio. I'm lying, but you know, it is what it is.
Green, sir.
No, don't. It's my
Turbo. Why is he running Lolcow Live? This guy is a moron.
My box is green. My box is green.
Okay, thank you, Keemstar. Ladies and gentlemen, the issue we have...
chat? Pick your favorite slurs, chat. That's my punishment for today.
No, do not.
My favorite punishment is to say slurs.
Do not
Don't worry,
slur.
they're make-believe. They're make-believe. I'm going to fake the slurs.
No.
How is that
no,
All
he's
you
not.
ventriloquists,
No, he's
it'll
not.
just sound like slurs. It'll be fake show. And you punished me yesterday, so I get punished again today, so I get punished again tomorrow. Number one, this audience is sick of punish boogie, punish boogie, punish boogie, punish boogie. Is that what you guys want to see today? Let's hear it. Do you want to see me get tortured? Is that what you want to see boogie again today? Because the audience said they weren't interested.
Not necessarily. I don't think that's what it is. I think
that's what he's got the entire stream. He wants to fuck with me and Desi and my roommates today. That's what he wants to do today.
Did he ever answer for why he told Jordy to stop taking his medications?
Well,
your
he's
roommates.
he's been kind of left in charge. So
cool. The answer is no. There we go. Do a podcast.
Okay. So did you guys see that the new UFO files have just dropped?
I did see. Oh my god, I can't stream.
Someone put in the chat when they said that Skyfire News, LOL, when Keemstar talked about the UFO files, and he such an idiot. He was like, so like they basically said like aliens are real, so that's a thing now. It's like, dude, shut the
I can't
fuck
stream the
up.
video without my OBS lagging for some reason.
Oh my God! At least Steak could actually stream clips. You can't do
The
it.
entire stream is skipping around, lagging very.
We know
No,
Turbo
it's
can't
fixed.
play clips.
It
Turbo
should be getting
can't play
fixed right
clips.
now.
Turbo can't play
Sometimes
clips, Keem.
Okay, Boogie.
Oh, okay.
Turbo can't play clips, Keem. You fire him now. He can't play clips. He's got to go.
Sometimes.
Can people not play clips? I'm
Okay,
so
let me
confused
explain
on
this.
that.
I'll explain this. My OBS, for some reason, starts to overload when my browser is shared and we're watching videos.
Who gives a shit?
Oh,
my God.
okay.
Who cares anymore?
Well.
This is what live is now? Fuck it. Maybe hey, here's my Bo Burnham poster. How about that?
Oh.
For the record, I really like Bo Burnham.
No one of those fire extinguishers for what he has to do today.
Now, all of my irreplaceable shit's destroyed. Put up a poll. Well, I put up a poll. It says torture Boogie every day till the end of time instead of doing a show. And let's see what they say.
If they vote,
if
the
you
max
don't want
is
this
yes,
to ever be a show.
Broken Hip, do you know, like, is it common knowledge in the LCU that Keemstar convinced Wings to stop taking his medications, or was that a new declaration? Like, is this new? Because Boogie responded like he just found out, like it was a dirty secret or something.
Oh, if you don't want this to ever be a show, vote now. We're done.
Okay. You're done? You're doing a walkout?
No, I'm saying until Turbo does a show, I'm done doing.
I must have just missed it, man. Yeah, that definitely changes the scope of things. Do you think it's just because, like, I don't know,
Doing
man.
one for him.
I mean, Boogie, people are saying right here, 64% yeses. Over 500 votes already.
Okay. Boogie.
He walked away.
Look, we really need to avoid this. Be funny.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Shit.
Well, he's
Do a
already got the
show.
microwave.
Some things.
Be funny, do a show, eat the fish. So if you're not keeping up with what's happening, they're gonna microwave a fish and make Boogie eat it, even though he's obviously upset.
Is he doing the challenge?
Yeah, he is.
You want to see inside it where the fish is?
We can't really see it due to the grate. We can't really see it because of the grate.
A lot of
There we go. See, that's a
They
better.
had to stop twice. You're right. They had to stop twice.
Oh, okay, you got it out. Okay, good. Now listen, people want you to hit yourself with it.
We're echoing something.
Yeah, it's through his microphone.
This is becoming
This whole
this is becoming merging almost on like bum fights type shit, where they're basically just bullying Boogie at this point.
show has gone to shit.
Like what they're doing is they're convincing him that the show depends on it. Like, dude, the show depends on you to be funny. It's manipulation.
And we love it, ladies and
Come to
gentlemen.
the fish.
Okay,
Oh, God.
you're gonna leave it in the plastic?
Because none of them have any real
It's gotta be in the tray,
entertainment value.
dumbass.
Why?
They're not real log cows.
Okay, should we season it?
Jesse hates it when dead animals are wasted and shit and not consumed, and their corpses are abused. Should I slap her in the face with one? You think that'd be a good one?
Oh,
I'm gonna chase
motherfucker,
Jesse
no.
around the house, torture her too, because she has to smell it. She has to smell it.
He's saying his wife is gonna have to smell this fish. They're telling him he has to microwave a fish for a half hour and eat it, and I think it's his punishment for trying to stage a walkout of all this debacle. Which, dude, it sounds like he was trying to rescue people, if you ask me.
You're not gonna waste it though, Boogie, because you're gonna eat it.
Fight for your death.
Boogie, can you please fix this echo?
Oh, that's good, because those are expensive. At least it gets comped.
If you don't want me to be able to hear you, sure.
Well,
try now.
Ear
testing 1 2 testing. I can still hear myself.
Well, then it's not on my end. And how we traded you out for a guy.
It's on Turbo's end.
I'm here.
Yeah,
you're the reason I'm here. You gay-upped Keem, tried to sabotage and snake his wedding. Tina came out and exposed it.
Also, I faked cancer, and that was a real Xbox and all that other shit, right? It's all fake, isn't it? Pick a lane.
You can't keep going back to that though, Boogie.
This is the point, Desi. They wanted to torture you and the roommates because I dared to engage with Tina. That's it.
Can we stop this?
No.
Here comes Desi to ask, why are you microwaving a fish?
This is my job now.
How is this entertaining?
This is our job.
Say something real quick, Glammy.
Yes.
I hate to interrupt Glammy's corner, but
That's okay.
baby, I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Particularly
I'm sorry,
happy
sweetheart.
with this one.
Uh-oh, Glammy's
You're
upset
furious.
now.
She's absolutely furious.
What happened, Glammy?
Oh, I'm sorry, Desi.
Why am I torturing my wife? What am I doing here? What am I doing here?
Okay, see.
Why am I torturing my
you're
wife?
working
For what?
right now.
It was a
Whenever you
one-day
play.
walkout. We did it.
You're
I put up a
working,
little
bro.
dumbass clip series and streams, dumbass photos. It was done. I'd never planned to leave. Steak was going to leave when his wife went back to work. Nightmare just got fucking sick of being here. It's why he hasn't come back. It just is what it is, bro.
So Dave is very upset right now.
Yeah, but
Okay,
I
listen.
didn't mean to
First
send
of
the
all,
message. It was supposed to be just for me, and
okay,
I didn't know.
it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Dave will get over it. Let's just get through it. But Boogie, can you please stop stealing the spotlight
Oh,
from
is that what
Glammy?
she said? Are you done yet? Dude, he had to nuke him for a half hour.
What?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Now
so
Glammy's crying.
Desi will be fine. Chad will be fine. Dogs will be fine.
Does he ever
All
eat
right,
the fish?
Turbo, get back to Glammy's corner. I'm sorry this is emotional for you, but this is.
It's not good, Keem. It's horrible.
Photo?
That is a cool photo.
Yeah. I figured out how to change my camera to where it'll change photos every hour on the hour.
I love
And
that.
now it's just Desi, Sammy, and Leo. It's kind
I
of
love
great.
that. You should take a picture of the fish so that you remember the fish too.
No,
With the
I'm good.
Yeah,
I think
make
we
sure to
got,
take a
got
picture of
plenty
that
video.
fish.
Also, we're not allowed to show the fish or the microwave anymore. Just my face, everybody. Just
Well,
my
in all
face.
fairness, these people
We're
are here to
doing
see
a
you.
show.
You know,
tomorrow night. You're right. You're right. So good news. I have an announcement. Me and Des, the reason I'm not going to be here tomorrow or Friday is because me and Desi are getting married this weekend. Since we are no longer invited to the wedding, since Desi got kicked out of it, and we have a very nice dress that we ordered. Me and Desi are going to get married in Hot Springs, Arkansas this weekend.
Holy
We already have the paperwork.
shit!
All we gotta do
that's
is
a
sign
nice
it.
area. That's a lovely
Yeah.
area.
I want if that is true. If that is true, congratulations, Boogie.
Do you want to see the chapel? Well, I shouldn't tell you the chapel. It's a really nice chapel.
Yeah, don't tell people the chapel, bro.
It is now Glammy and I.
Sure, you want to see the
Blames
chapel?
everything on her. What about the time when he yelled in her face on live just to prove a point?
You don't think it's happening? I think okay, this is what's gonna play out. there will be talk about the wedding and how they got married, but there won't be any proof of it. Maybe a couple photos, but then everyone will be arguing about, did you even really get married or anything? It'll be just like photos of her in the dress or something.
Ever since when has he tried to protect her?
Okay, guys, I feel like this is kind of my fault. I think that I kind of, I think I kind of brought the show down a little bit.
I want to say that,
Yeah,
yes,
you did.
absolutely. Boogie does not protect Desi. He has never, ever protected Desi. Say that again, Glammy.
He's never protected Desi. He's always used her as a shield all the time. No matter what, every time he gets in trouble, Desi's the first person that he takes it out on. How many times
never,
he said?
And he never, and you're right, he never
Grammy,
fights for her.
fuck you. I'm not doing a fucking LCU wedding. This is bullshit.
Was
Look, she doesn't even see it. That's how sad that is.
was that
You're right,
Desi that got
he never
on?
fight for her. Like she gets in trouble, and he never sticks his neck out and tries to fight for her. Right?
He makes it worse.
He makes it worse.
Every
Just
time.
Just like when Dave saw goddamn Billy the Fridge choke slam you, and he didn't protect you. He didn't
see it. He was on the other side of the house.
He didn't see it.
Oh my God.
He saw it on video, didn't he?
So Glammy got assaulted on camera also, and people didn't defend her either. He said he named someone, and he said just like they didn't defend you. Dude, this is such a dangerous, hostile, like toxic environment that he creates. I'm gonna have to look into that one. If I find those clips, we'll go over them. Look at Glammy's face right here when he brought that up. It tells me everything I need to know. It's kind of sad.
He didn't see it. He was on the other side. He was smoking.
Okay, but he saw it He saw it that night or the next day, didn't he?
I told you he talked to Billy after that.
Oh, he talked to him. He should have been talking to him with his goddamn fist.
He didn't want to make it worse for me.
Your man saw you get choke slammed, and he wanted to have a conversation with the other man, and he was delegating.
So hard not to like cause. He was trying to just talk it out, but he didn't tell Billy that.
He was trying to talk it out. There's no talking. You put your hands on my girlfriend.
He did tell Billy that he felt a certain type of way, like he was supposed to go after him or something. But
if somebody steps on my cat, it's on. And these guys, are talking about their wives and girlfriends.
It hurt his feelings. It hurt his feelings to watch his woman get choke slammed on the couch. It hurt his feelings.
He's been angry for quite a while.
He was angry.
Choke slam. Sat there and talked to me at the fire.
Ah! Who is that?
He wasn't gonna do
I don't know what that is, but if that's
What was that? Dude, Boogie reacted to it. What just happened? There was some kind of reptilian that popped up on the screen for a second. Let me rewind it.
Feelings to watch his woman get choke slammed on the couch. It hurt his feelings.
He's been angry for quite a while.
He was angry.
Choke slam, bitch.
The way you sat there and talked to me. Oh my God! I'm gonna smack your ass. But
he wasn't gonna do
I don't know what that is, but if that's what Locale Live is now, I quit. If that's what Locale Live is now, I quit. Whatever that was. I didn't want to interrupt Glammy. I didn't want to interrupt Glammy.
Okay, but you've put your camera on a fish for most of the show.
That's what the content was.
You have left the show multiple times. You keep leaving the show.
I got drug out.
Okay, well, you should have came right back, but you didn't.
They probably would have been more entertaining than everyone. They were like...
You told me to stop interrupting Glammy, so I let her have.
Can I ask you a question? Are you actually locked in? Because I'm starting to feel, Boogie, that you're not locked
After
in.
yesterday and today.
Does he look locked in, Keem? Does he sound locked in?
I'm about as locked out as a person could be.
Okay, I'm going to need you to be locked in. These fans that love the show need you locked in.
They want to see me miserable.
Boogie, you were miserable every day of your life before the LCU was even created.
I really wasn't.
Yes,
but
you were.
They want to see me extra miserable.
Desi was miserable every day of her life before the LCU was created. Chad
really
has
wasn't.
been yes, Did you not get together based on trauma bonding? I'm confused.
Oh, okay. So Keemstar's trying to convince these people that their lives were garbage before the LCU, and now look at all these great things we do, all these legendary things we've done on the local universe.
Are we rewriting history?
That's absolutely not what happened. We have similar
rewriting history?
That's not what trauma bonding is. Are you rewriting history that she's 17 when I started talking to her? You rewriting that history?
All I remember is you hated your life, she hated her life, and then you found each other, and then you hate life together. That's all I remember about the story.
Yeah, well, here's what I remember. Better not say that one.
Ah, let it rip. Let it rip, Boogie.
Go ahead. What are we going to
Let her fly, Miss Everdeen. Let her fly.
say? Come on, tough guy.
It was stupid.
Okay, look, we need you to lock in, okay? You guys did a great show. I just need to change
You need to lock in and eat that fish.
your spirits, like the sad thing of you looking at
My
the ground.
spirit is utterly crushed. I got nothing left. I'm just reading chat.
Look at
the
the
ground.
struggler. The struggler in chat said, "I love today." Can I get W's?
That's sad. Was Desi part of... Like, I wonder if she followed the internet. Was there a community before the LCU that hovered around Keemstar? You think, like the kind of the OGs of the LCU, it would be.
If you actually enjoyed the show today, I thought Glammy's Corner was funny.
Honestly, good for him for standing on business. You know, he didn't stand on business whenever she got choke slammed.
Every single person here thinks the LCU is poorly managed, but then
She pursued Boogie. That's interesting.
none of them could ever attempt to do this.
That's
like
true.
not even close.
That's true. See,
You
I
know.
didn't share that one.
So it's kind of like you can't judge me because you can't do this, right?
Yeah, but this project seems to be his whole life now. He doesn't mention Drama Alert much.
Well, I'm seeing what they say. I have to look at them. So point of having two monitors,
if you
dumbass.
look way over there in the corner, you look depressed and you're like not locked
I am
in.
depressed severely.
Can I say something about that, Keem? Can I
Go
say
ahead.
something about? I do apologize. I read the comments yesterday, and a lot of people are saying that I'm not looking at the camera, and I agree. I agree with Keem. If I'm looking off, I have a 34-inch monitor, and
Do it every day. What are we going to do tomorrow?
Okay.
Hey, let's break some
First
of
of
my
all-
shit. No, hold on.
First of all,
Oh, Boogie's gonna start breaking shit and scaring his dog.
Hold on, let's break some of my
hold
shit
on.
real quick.
Boogie, you are an
Boogie! What, did he throw his dog there? Or is he still holding it?
He's an attention-seeking loser. He's literally getting married this weekend to like take attention away from my wedding or something. And now I said we should punish someone else, not Boogie. And he goes, "Nope, nope,
Hey,
you're
look,
punishing
just what
me,"
you can have for free.
like your little child does. Okay, all right. Well, of course this is the worst live cast ever, but that's why it's good because I really am
honestly, Keem can
entertained.
polish a piece of shit, and it can come out gold.
That's how they're gonna market it, as the worst locale live cast ever. Good luck with that, Keem. I don't know how the numbers have been doing. I'm gonna have to check into it, but we'll keep up on it. I'm also interested now in what they were talking about with what happened with Glammy Lammy. So I'm gonna try to get a clip of that, and we'll watch it on the next one. We'll get ready to wrap it up here. That's all I really got for y'all for today. I'm sure there'll be more insanity happening tomorrow to talk about. Let me close that. Appreciate everyone coming through like always. I might do a Twitter space a little later. It's still kind of early. If you haven't seen me around UFO Twitter lately, it's because I'm kind of avoiding those spaces. It's not really something I'm interested in much anymore, and I just don't care anymore. It's not worth putting an energy into. I know people like the spaces and stuff. There's Twitter spaces about everything. Like I encounter some wild fucking Twitter spaces all the time. So I can possibly pull that over and we can still go over, some crazy Twitter spaces. The only problem I'm having is they put up a block over there on screen grabbing spaces. X has put some kind of content block in where you can't, any video I grab, it doesn't have any audio. The audio is blacked out. And that's whether I screen grab, you know, just a X clip, like an X video, or if I do it with a space, I have no audio. But then I can go over on YouTube and record the same video and it's fine. So there's some kind of block they're putting on X. I don't know if it's Android. It's for content, you know, theft is what they're trying to avoid. But if anyone else has encountered that recently, let me know in the comments. If there's a way around it, let me know in the comments. Because I was trying to like open it to a new window and stuff like that, but man, I could not find a way around it. I grabbed a few videos and would put them over on InShot, and every single one of them would have dead audio. So it's something X is doing. But if anyone knows a way around, let me know in the comments for sure. Anybody watching this video later on, please follow me on at Felony Talk on X and like, share, subscribe, all that shit. It's really important that people like my videos for the algorithm and all that shit. Please subscribe if you don't already. And if anyone wants support financially, help me get some better equipment, you can do it at buymeacoffee.com/TeeJay Felony. You can do it anonymously. Just leave your name blank. It's Friday night, so I will probably be live sometime tomorrow. Just keep an eye on my X account for when I'm going to be going live. That's the best way to keep up with it. I'll try to get my Discord going, but man, I got too much shit to keep up with right now as far as my internet life. So just best way is keep an eye on my X account if you want to see when my videos are coming out. I also got a couple of side projects I'm thinking about doing, but I don't want to drop those yet. There's a couple that I think would do really well, but they're gonna definitely piss a lot of people off. But I collected all this data for a project I was gonna do, and then I backed out on it, and I'm thinking about doing something else with it. So yeah, we'll see. Just keep an eye on my X account. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you all next time. Peace out. Have a good weekend if I don't talk to you.